How's it going, parlay people? I got a pick here in this week 6 matchup. We got the Cardinals versus Colts. If we look at this matchup, we got Colts favorite at home. The money line for them is set at minus 345, while the Cardinals are at plus 265. The spread is set at -7, and then we got that total set at 47. I am recording this Friday, so it will change a bit, but most likely we'll see these numbers when it comes down to Sunday morning. This is a 10 o'clock game. If we look at this matchup, Colts are home, like I said. The Cardinals are possibly down a decently important player, Zay Jones. I would say the third option when it comes to receiver wise, but they are on the third string running back. We have Connors that was out for a while, and then now we have Benson. Their backup is out, which was Benson was just as good as a secondary option. I would say just as the first. So now they're down to the third. It's definitely a big hit to their already struggling offense. Kyler Murray does have a foot injury that he's dealing with, and he kind of was already going into this week questionable. So, seeing that he is a quarterback that likes to use his legs, even when he's not under pressure, he just kind of likes to break out the huddle and just use his legs because that's something that they've noticed to be very effective. And seeing that he has that ankle injury, I don't know if he's going to be doing that as much. And if he does, I don't know if that's something in the back of his head. I don't know if that's something that's going to, where he could get re-injured. I just think that that's something that is to keep in mind. And if it does even slightly make him use his legs less and just a bit, that is definitely going to be a big difference maker because on those third downs and a little bit longs, I think that is something that he is known for and does and is very clutch when he does do those things. And it opens up the ability to throw the ball long when he does those things. It kind of makes up the defense, specifically on those drives when he's able to get those big runs. Especially, just being able to ride the momentum. So that is going to be a very important part, I think, if he won't be able to use his legs. Just in general, the Cardinals, like I said, have had a struggling offense. They just have two receivers with over 100 yards, which is McBride, their tight end, that's just been very consistent over the past few years, and then Harrison, which is finally having the year that the Cardinals have always wanted and pretty much expected from him. He was going questionable, but he is healthy going into this Sunday matchup. Like I said, just the two receivers over 100 yards. That is not very good, especially going against this Colts secondary, which has been able to hold just allow three receivers through 5 weeks to just over 80 yards, which is Franklin for the Broncos. Troy Franklin, I think he allowed 88 yards. And then the Rams, Puka Nacua, they allowed 170, as well as Atwell, 88 yards in that matchup, the Colts versus Rams. So, like I said, just three receivers through 5 weeks with over 80 yards, and that Atwell 88 yards was just from a big long bomb over 50-yard catch. So, pretty much just I would say two solid receivers that they have allowed through 5 games. So, I don't think that we'll allow Harrison to go much more than that, than 80 yards. I don't think he'll have more than 100 or anything crazy like that. I see McBride still being able to do what he's been able to do consistently. I don't think maybe as much. I do think he will struggle a bit, especially like I said against this Colts defense that's just have been really good. I feel like just the Colts as a whole has just been really good. They have 6 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery in their defense, and their offense just has 2 interceptions and 3 fumbles. So just the 5 takeaways compared to the 7 takeaways compared to the 3 that they've 5 that they've given. So this is a offense and defense that has been very good through these 5 games. They've just lost the one, which was against the Rams, which is a very close matchup. So they could almost be undefeated. They are at home, which is obviously another thing that just definitely makes it more of an enticing thing for them. The Cardinals defense is ranked 28th in their passing yards, so I do expect them to be able to spread the ball very well. They have a lot of receivers with a lot of yards. They have 14 sacks as well in the season. I think just if they just add a lot of pressure to someone like Murray that doesn't do well and already struggles to get over 20 yards, I think that they'll be able to collapse the pocket very well. Like I said, with that hurt ankle, I really do like Colts in this matchup. Obviously, the money line doesn't really make much sense paying 345. So I think the what will make sense is paying for that 7. They are at home. I don't think it's um, much points and when we're talking about, especially since we'll be seeing what the Colts just did to the Raiders. I think the Colts were going to beat the Raiders. I expected them to cover the 7. I didn't think they were gonna be putting a smacking on them like that. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen in this matchup. The Cardinals need to keep this one close and contend for a win because what happened last week against the Titans. But I do expect the Colts to cover that 7. Obviously, some people feel like that is a little bit more riskier, laying a touchdown. So some things I do also as well like is they have Michael Pittman for 4.5 receptions. In the past 5 games, he's went 4 for 5. So 4 of those 5 games, he's gotten those 4.5. He has 5+ receptions in his past 3 games alone. So I do expect him to get, I would say, 5 at the least, and I would say even end some. So that is set at -140. So it is a little bit of a juicier prop bet, but I feel like that's something that is not guaranteed, but very highly likely. Like I said, he's already 4 out of the 5 weeks have done it. So as well as Colts, something that I like as well is Colts just second half, just in general, their money line. The Colts is set at -162 for that second half money line. The only game that they have lost in the second half out of these 5 weeks have been the Rams, like I said, in which is the game that they have lost. They have been very good in the second half. The first half, I feel like they started a little bit slowish, sluggish, but that second half is when especially players like Jonathan Taylor, very explosive players, shine and really step up. So I do expect the Colts to win that second half, and I don't think that's much to pay for, especially if it's money line rather than paying for the full game money line 345. So like I said, that second half is at -162. Those are my picks and my thoughts on this matchup. I'm not sure which one I would be playing for these games, but any of those picks I do feel really pretty confident about. So you could kind of pick your poison from there. If you do appreciate my opinions and my thoughts, please like, subscribe. I will be trying to give my most games for Sunday. I believe I'll be doing 5 games, covering 5. Definitely going to try to cover as much prime times as possible. So definitely keep updated, and I'll see you guys Sunday.